Aranya Upanishad. The very name shows that it is from the forest. Brihat means great, Aranya means from forest, Upanishad means knowledge, wisdom. The word Upanishad, many people know the name, but the meaning of the word is very, very interesting. Upa means near. Upa means near. Ni means to take. Shat means by separating. So the wisdom that takes you near the divine, near Satchidananda, the eternal joy, God, truth and wisdom, by separating you from the worldly attachment. Most people get worldly attachment. They get attached with the world. They get attached with their money, they get attached with their family, they get attached with their country, they get attached, everything, very quickly attached. Although nothing they can take, they have to go away from this world, but they get so much attached with it. Like today, two small Dutch children, they were playing in my room, jumping, fighting, wrestling, in such a way as if the room is theirs. As if the room is theirs. So the mother was saying that at their house, at their place, there is not much space, but your room is big, spacious, so they could not resist their temptation. So happens with everybody. Right from childhood, they get attached with everything. Children, very small babies, they get attached with toys. Then little grow and then more toys, and then they cycle, then other things, then the cloth, then the food, then this. But nothing belongs to him or her. Nothing belongs to him or her. It all belongs to the world. Nobody takes anything from this world. They suddenly comes from nowhere, as it were, from nowhere, and suddenly gets attached to the world in such a way, some people get attached so much so that they want to control the world, take the whole world. They want to be the master of the world. But this is all illusion. This is all illusion and delusion. How can you be the master of the world when you are not master of your own body? When you are not master of your own body, your own hand, you do not know how long it will work. You do not know how long your legs will move. And you cannot master your body, and you want to master the whole world, control the whole world. Be an emperor. I am the emperor. I rule everything. I can get a whole world. So I will conquer the world. That's why Buddha says, very nicely, he was a king too. He says, it is easy to conquer the world with sword, but not easy to conquer your mind. And real conquerance, real conqueror is that when you conquer your mind. That's why in Indian subcontinent, most of the Mahatmas, sadhus are called Maharaj, great king. Maharaj means great king. Not the king outside who will die tomorrow and this, eaten and slept and died. No, not like that. This is Maharaj. Why? Because he has mastery. He has controlled his heart, controlled his mind, controlled his passion, and dispelled his ignorance, dispelled the darkness within him, and brought about light, inner joy, inner happiness. So the Gita, basically, it deals with karma yoga. There are many kinds of yogas. What is yoga, we'll also discuss a little bit. Basically karma yoga, and then raja yoga, and then bhakti yoga. What is yoga? Somebody may ask a question, what is yoga actually? We hear this word everywhere. Everybody nowadays, they talk of yoga. I practice yoga. What is yoga? Without understanding dharma, yoga is never possible. Without understanding humanity, dharma can never be understood. This is one interesting thing. If you have not understood humanity, if you have not cultivated humanity, you don't understand dharma. Whatever you might do, you might travel across the world, visiting all the pilgrims, visiting all the holy places, and dipping into the all holy rivers, be it anything, muddy water or dirty water, and you're go on dipping, and licking the dust of the temples, and visiting all the great sadhus, carrying some banana in your hand, you are not understanding anything. The first cultivation is the cultivation of humanity. Why? I say, everything in this world is maintaining its existence by manifesting dharma. Dharma means its property, its character. For instance, this pen. Right here before us, this pen. So what is the dharma of this pen? The dharma of this pen is to write. Write properly. If it doesn't write, if it is not capable of writing, what do we do with it? We throw it away. It has no value. So, a tree, if it doesn't give fruit, nothing. If it doesn't give flower, it's nothing. If there's no leaves in the tree, it is a stump of a tree. Exactly the same way, whatever you have, if your watch is not giving time, the duty of the watch is to give time. If it doesn't give time, then what is the use of watch? Everything in the world, right from material things to the living thing, if the dog doesn't bark, if the dog doesn't guard your house, or the cat, if the cat starts playing with the mouse together, hide and seek, then what is the value of the cat? And if a dog starts in the morning mewing rather than barking, you are not happy. If the crow starts cooing like the cuckoo, you are not happy. So every entity, every individual entity in this universe, though whole thing is connected with one entity, there is no two, there is one. Final experience is that Eka Brahma Ditya Nasti, one Brahma is existing, one Supreme Consciousness is existing, and no two. But within this universal consciousness, there are small personal entity, unit entities. So unit, every unit in this world, be it material, be it a living organism, they are to manifest their dharma in order to exist in this whole system, cosmic system. So dharma is such a thing. So every animal you identify, every bird you identify by its pattern, by its dharma. You know this is crow because it has a pattern. It has a own sound, own pattern, own system, own habit, own nature. Then you enter, this is crow, this is cuckoo, this is sparrow, this is a kite. So right from the dust, right from the speck of sand, a grain of sand, to the sun, right from a blade of grass to the oak, right from an ant to elephant and to human being, all are operated by certain pattern, certain character, and that is so diverse, that is so vast that you cannot calculate it. It's far beyond your calculation. Even in the monsoon, you see in the jungle, so many kinds of insects grow, millions of quantity, and some even exist very short period of time, maybe even 3 minutes or an hour. That is the complete life. So, vast diversity of creation, and every unit maintaining its existence by manifesting its character, its pattern. So that is dharma. That is dharma. So what is the dharma of human being? Question comes here. Now we know the dharma of the lions, dharma of the bulls, dharma of the cows, dharma of the goats, dharma of the, because we see, that's why we can identify them. If somebody comes from London and says, brother, I saw a bull in the street, we don't get amazed, because bull, what is that? It has 2 horns, there's hambas, and and doesn't roll like a lion or anything. And then if somebody says, no brother, I met a man when I was walking the street of London. When I was walking along the street of London, I saw a man. Then we get all curious. Man? What kind of man? Like Buddha? Or like Ratnakar? Or like Shakespeare? Or like Nietzsche? What sort of person he is man? Or like very cruel? Or very kind? Very gentle? Because human being is near the divine, the ocean of consciousness, the eternity, the vast space of consciousness. Human being has come very near to it. That's why the divine has endowed all sorts of attributes, all sorts of talents in this being. Upanishad says very nicely, the Taittiriya Upanishad, it says that God first created so many beings and then advanced beings like a horse, and then asked the gods, gods, I have made a temple for you, I have made a house for you, do you like it? Come and see. God says, sir, it is a very beautiful thing you have made, a fantastic temple, it runs, it has so power, it is so dignified to look at, but sir, this is not appropriate house for us. And so God says, oh, it's okay. Then he made a bull. And said, God, come, see, I have made another house for you. Says bull. And so God says, oh, it has a beauty, fantastic art you have made. So large horns, so big, hips and power. But sir, we cannot live in this house. It's not very conducive for us. So finally, what he made? He made human being. When the human being is made, he called the gods. The gods and said, sir, this is the loveliest thing you have made. This is our house. This is our house. We can live in this house. We can live in this house freely. We work freely. We will manifest our all glories. We will manifest our all talents, all capacities in this structure. So they occupied human body. It means all sorts of talents. They are gods. Your sense power is God. Your intelligence is God. Your pointed, pinnacle intelligence, which Bodhi, the sixth sense, all gods. So these gods means powers. God is in all powers. The power that is controlling the universe in a miniature form is in you. Every individual is a miniature universe. Even sometimes I consider human beings are greater than sun and moon, stars, planets, greater than even galaxies. Why? Because those planets cannot do things that human being can do, and being is doing. Sun cannot do that thing what a great scientist could do or a great rishi can do. Manifest wisdom, manifest knowledge. So that way, human nature is much different, diverse. But then again, we must not forget that human being, according to the Hindu scripture, Hindu religion, has passed through long, for aeons, passed through the evolution, right from one cellular animal, one cellular being, reposed in the water. It started its journey, and through many, figures, structures, it has come to human being through millennia. So all the experiences are there accumulated in human being. All the experiences of the lower species are accumulated in human being, and not only lower species, even in this lifetime, we must have passed through many human lives, through many situations, to come to sensible life, to come to a sensible life where there is discrimination, where there is love, where there is sympathy, where there is devotion, where there is the querying for the divine, dedication. So this is not just one lifetime. So through this, human being has innately animal instincts also. There are many, many animal instincts in human being. In a lower human nature, we find the animal instincts like jealousy, anger, all sorts of aggressiveness, all sorts of greed. So many kinds of lower instincts are existing in human beings. So, what is dharma? What is the dharma of human being? In that, Lord Shiva says to Parvati in Tantra, very nicely. In Sanskrit he says, Sarvecha pasapashanti talavad bhutali nara tesham jnana prakashaya veera bhavam prakashaya veera bhavam sada prakpakramena devata bhave. Lord Shiva says that each individual in this world has born to become the divine. But initially he is an animal. Initially he is an animal. Sarvecha prasavashanti talavad bhutale nara. All these human beings, almost all human beings are like animals. A little bit difference. You put every day new cloth, every day very fanciful cloth. The birds has one jacket, they don't have to change it. The bear has one heavy jacket, doesn't have to change it, nor you can exchange it from the market, having another one. If it has another jacket, then he will lose his identity. Tiger has a jacket, his cloth, colorful cloth. The color you know, and you can identify this is tiger. And the moment you see the tiger, your heart starts pounding. Oh, what do you think? So, you have the lower space. You eat food, and then the herbivora, they enjoy all grass and every kind of fruits, and this kind, and they deliciously eat it. The birds live in their small nest. They made it with great effort. With great effort they have made it with their skill. And then if you invite the bird, why are you staying in such a poky house? Rain may come, wind may come, big storm might take your house away. Come on, my house. I have your Dunlop pillow. I have the cushion, bed, comfortable bed. But the bird will say, sir, you live in your bed, you sleep in your bed, but I love my house. So, human beings just little alter and live in this world. That's why Shiva says that they are not much different than average animals. What animals do they do? Or what animals they do? Because they are human beings, the God has given them little more alternative. The space is little more. That's all. But basically they are animals. So, Sarvecha pasapashanti talavat bhutale nara tesham jnana prakashaya veera bhavam prakashaya. When in these human beings, knowledge is manifested. The sleeping knowledge is awakened. The dharma is awakened. Humanity is awakened, which is superior to animal instincts. Anger, jealousy, greed, aggressiveness, fighting, quarreling. Then slowly they transform into human beings. They become hero. They are worth worshipping. They become hero. Because slowly they are transformed. And when they are established in this knowledge, no longer attacked by the gross animal instincts, no longer subdued by the animal instincts, when they are established in human qualities, human attributes like truthfulness, kindness, sympathy, generosity, all the best qualities that are appreciated by mankind over the world. So these qualities when established, then what? Kramena devata bhave. He will understand what is divinity. He will understand divinity and he will merge with divinity. He will identify with the divine. He will reach his goal. So human dharma is basically to transform lower nature into higher, and that nature into still higher, and finally the highest, that is identity with the Supreme Consciousness. Like the river, the complete example of the river passing through many, many phases, finally merges in the ocean. So Mahabharata Mahabharata is a literature in which we see Dhritarashtra is the king of the villains, king of the he is the king, the father king of the villains. His sons Duryodhana, Dushashan, and so on and so forth. 100 children. Dhritarashtra had 100 children. Dhritarashtra has 100 children, and Dhritarashtra is blind. Dhritarashtra is blind, but he had power of 10,000 elephants. He has the power of 10,000 elephants, but he is blind. And his children are 100 children. And he is called Dhritarashtra. Rashtra means the state, controller of the state. He is the controller of the state, Dhritarashtra. And what are these? What are these basically? So this struggle of Mahabharata is actually an eternal struggle. It's a continuous struggle. This struggle is going on in every individual ever since the human being came in existence. That is why it is interesting when you see that Emerson says, Emerson, the American philosopher, Emerson says that at a different age, thousands of years ago, at a different place, things have been spoken which are still the solution of our present day problems. You know, present day problems. So what does this mean? It means to me that the problems, ever since the human beings came in existence, ever since, the problems are the same. Problems are the same. Propensities, also the propensities, Pisiphorus propensities, distracting propensities. So the same problem. That's why the advice of the Gita is now applicable. Even now, after so many thousands of years, even now, it is so practically applicable to our life. So, this Gita, this Mahabharata, fight of the Mahabharata, I told that Dhritarashtra is the main king who is blind, and his sons claimed that Hastinapur, the kingdom, should be theirs. But the Pandu, Dhritarashtra's brother and his children, Pandu is dead, but his children claim 5 children, Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, Sahadev. These 5 Pandava brothers, they claim that this is their kingdom. They should be. Yudhishthir should be the king. So that way the struggle started. Now here we see that 5 Pandava brothers have one wife, that is Draupadi. And Dushashan, the brother of Duryodhana, the villain, has insulted Draupadi. Therefore, actually, the battle came in existence. So in short, if we explain, it will be like this. There are 100 propensities in human mind. They say there are 1,000 propensities. Like every chakra in the body, every chakra controls certain propensity. Like the lowest chakra called Muladhara chakra controls 4 propensities. Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha. Then next chakra is called Swadhisthana chakra. Swadhisthana chakra